Have you ever held a $100 bill in your hand and wondered, how is this money made? What is it made of? Who prints it? And why is it so hard to counterfeit? What cutting-edge technologies are applied? What special materials give it such durability and sophisticated security features? And perhaps the most intriguing question we'd like to pose to you right now is, can you guess how much it costs to produce a single $100 bill? Try throwing out your estimate in the comments. Behind every $100 bill lies a top-secret, high-tech process, featuring specialized materials, advanced machinery, and the highest level of security in U.S. manufacturing. Today, Fantastic Machinery will take you on an exciting journey, unveiling the mysteries behind the production of the $100 bill, from the very first steps to its final form, ready to circulate in the hands of consumers. Coming up, we'll infiltrate the sanctuary of the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing, BEP, revealing the technological secrets behind the production of the most valuable bill on the planet. Brace yourself to be amazed, because what you're about to see will blow your mind. Ready? Let's dive in. Keep your eyes glued to the screen. Design and plate engraving. Each $100 bill begins with a meticulously hand-engraved design, crafted with near microscopic precision. At the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, master engravers use precision tools and microscopes to etch intricate details onto hardened steel plates. Key features, such as Franklin's portrait, background textures, and embedded security elements, are manually engraved to ensure absolute uniformity. The steel plates are engineered to endure over 20 tons of printing pressure, preserving detail and alignment across millions of impressions. To enable mass production, the original plate is replicated using electroplating, a process that deposits a metallic layer to create multiple identical printing plates. This phase is among the most tightly secured. Unauthorized access or duplication of a master plate poses severe risks to currency integrity. Each plate prints 32 notes per sheet, embedding advanced features like microtext USA 100 inches within Franklin's collar, visible only under magnification. Once verified and treated with a protective coating, the plates proceed to high-pressure printing, where paper begins its transformation into currency. The material behind the money. Unlike regular paper, U.S. currency is printed on a special blend of 75% cotton and 25% linen. This unique composition gives the $100 bill its distinct texture, durability, and resistance to tearing. Embedded within the paper are security fibers and features like the blue 3D security ribbon and a watermark of Benjamin Franklin, integrated directly during production. This material is manufactured exclusively for the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, under strict control. Background printing. Offset printing. Once the printing plates are ready, the first large-scale production step begins. Offset printing, also known as background printing. In this phase, large stacks of blank currency paper, each made from that special cotton-linen blend, are carefully loaded onto the press. Operators guide the stack into position, and mechanical arms begin feeding each sheet, one by one, into the massive printing machine. Specialized technicians pour in precise blends of ink, ranging from light blue and green to faint background hues. These aren't ordinary inks. They're formulated for durability and color stability, designed to bond deeply with the unique paper fibers while resisting fading, smudging, or tampering. As the sheets travel through the press, the background images are transferred onto the paper using an indirect method. The ink is first applied to a printing plate, then to a rubber cylinder, and finally onto the sheet. Hence the term offset. This method allows for incredibly detailed multicolor designs with razor-sharp resolution, without distorting or damaging the paper. The printed designs include the fine line background, security shading, and subtle color gradients. Many of these elements are designed to be extremely difficult to replicate, even with high-end printing equipment. As the freshly printed sheets are stacked at the end of the press, quality control begins. Workers pull stacks from the line and carefully inspect each sheet for any signs of printing defects. misaligned patterns, color inconsistencies, or ink smears. Flawed sheets are flagged and removed immediately. Only those that pass inspection are sent forward. Now here's something to think about. These bills look complex, filled with layered colors and hidden features. But how much do you think it costs to make just one $100 bill? Take a guess. The answer might surprise you. It costs about 17 cents to produce one $100 bill. That's right, less than a single coin, to create something trusted worldwide as a symbol of value. With the background layer now complete and security details embedded into the design, the sheets are ready for the most iconic part of the process, Intaglio printing, where the bold, raised image of Benjamin Franklin will come to life in rich, textured ink. Now comes the heart of the printing process, Intaglio printing, the stage where the engraved design is brought to life with texture, depth, and security. The engraved steel plates, created in the first stage of design and hand carving, are brought into action. These engravings are filled with highly viscous ink, formulated specifically for intaglio printing. A steel blade, called a doctor blade, sweeps across the surface to remove excess ink, leaving pigment only in the engraved lines. Then, under extreme pressure, over 20 tons, each sheet is pressed against the plate. This immense force pushes the ink out of the grooves and deep into the cotton linen paper, creating the distinctive raised texture that you can feel with your fingertips. This texture isn't just aesthetic, it's a built-in security feature that's incredibly hard to replicate using standard printing methods. But even at this stage, perfection is non-negotiable. After printing, each sheet is moved to a dedicated inspection area. Here, quality control teams, using both the naked eye and specialized optical scanners, examine every detail. They check for proper ink distribution, plate alignment, pressure consistency, and image sharpness. Cutting, packaging, secure storage. After all inspections are complete, the large printed sheets, each containing $32 100 notes, are transferred to high-precision cutting machines. Each sheet is sliced into individual bills with exact alignment, down to a fraction of a millimeter. The freshly cut notes are then stacked into bundles, grouped by denomination, and shrink wrapped for protection. These bundles are placed into tamper-evident containers, logged, and assigned serial-tracked barcodes. From here, they are transferred under heavy security to Federal Reserve storage facilities, where they await authorized distribution into the U.S. banking system. Every step, from cutting to storage, is closely monitored, ensuring that each note remains secure, traceable, and authentic until the moment it enters circulation. Did you know? The highest denomination of U.S. currency ever issued was the $100,000 bill. Printed in 1934 and featuring a portrait of President Woodrow Wilson, this gold certificate was never circulated to the public. It was used exclusively for official transactions between Federal Reserve banks, mainly for large-scale gold settlements during the Great Depression. Today, the $100,000 bill is a rare piece of monetary history. It's illegal to own, but a few survive in museum collections and government archives. Welcome to the production floor of the United States Mint at Philadelphia, one of 2 mint facilities responsible for producing coins used in daily circulation across the country. Every year, this facility manufactures approximately 6 billion coins using high-speed, precision machinery and strict quality control protocols. Our tour begins where most coins start their journey, the blanking area. Here, giant coils of metal strip, except for pennies, are stored on racks. Each coil weighs up to 9,000 pounds and is attached to a pallet for easy handling and storage. This room can hold as many as 300 coils at once. One coil is loaded onto a rotating spool, then fed into the blanking press. Inside, a powerful press punches out circular metal discs, known as blanks. These blanks will eventually become coins. The leftover metal strip, called webbing, is collected and recycled, ensuring no material goes to waste. Next, the blanks are transferred to the annealing furnace. This massive furnace heats the blanks to over 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit, softening the metal to prepare it for the next stages of production. From there, the hot blanks are dropped into quench tanks, large vats of water used to rapidly cool them down. After quenching, the blanks move through a long, twisting chute called the whirlaway, which helps guide them through the system. The cooled blanks are then cleaned in large industrial washers, which remove any discoloration using mild detergents and anti-tarnish agents. Once cleaned, they are steam dried. From here, they enter the upsetting mill, a specialized machine that forms the raised edge, or rim, around each blank. This rim not only protects the coin's design from wear, but also makes coins easier to stack and handle. At this stage, a blank with a rim becomes an official planchet, ready to be struck with a coin design. The planchets are moved across the production floor by automated conveyor belts, heading toward the striking presses. Philadelphia is home to 63 high-speed presses, each capable of striking up to 750 coins per minute. As each planchet is placed into a press, it's hit with tremendous force, imprinting the designs, dates, and inscriptions that define every U.S. coin. Following striking, every batch of coins is carefully inspected for quality and precision. Once approved, the coins are transferred to counting and bagging machines. Each machine tallies thousands of coins and fills large bulk bags, each weighing nearly 1 ton. These bags are then secured, labeled, and prepared for shipment to Federal Reserve banks throughout the eastern United States. The far end of the production floor also includes storage areas, including bins of penny planchets, ready to be coined in upcoming production runs. From raw metal coils to finished currency, every coin produced here represents a blend of engineering, history, and national service. The Philadelphia Mint is more than a production facility. It's a cornerstone of America's monetary system, ensuring that every cent counts. Thanks for joining us on this virtual tour of the U.S. Mint at Philadelphia. It may be the smallest coin in your pocket, but the Lincoln 1-cent coin carries over a century of American history. First issued in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Today's reverse design, introduced in 2010, displays the Union Shield, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the United States during the Civil War. And behind every penny lies a precise, high-speed, industrial process managed entirely by the U.S. Mint. A blanking press punches out flat discs from the metal strip, called blanks, at speeds of hundreds per minute. Each blank matches the penny's exact diameter and is rigorously checked for consistency. The blanks are then annealed, or heat-treated, to soften the metal. After cooling, they're washed and dried in rotating barrels to remove any oxidation and prepare the surface for striking. Next comes the heart of coin production, striking. Each blank enters a press where hardened steel dies strike both sides simultaneously, imprinting Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Union Shield on the back. The press exerts up to 35 tons of pressure, turning a blank into an official U.S. coin in just milliseconds. Every coin undergoes quality control. Automated sensors and trained inspectors identify and remove coins with off-center images, surface flaws, or incomplete strikes. Only perfect pennies make it to the next stage. The finished coins are then counted, bagged in bulk, and labeled for shipment. Each bag contains thousands of freshly minted pennies, destined for circulation through the Federal Reserve System. From raw metal to pocket change, the production of the penny is a blend of heritage, precision, and scale. More than just a coin, it's a symbol of America's past, and its enduring belief in everyday value. Let's travel from the United States to the heart of Europe, where one of the world's most advanced banknotes is made, the Swiss 50 franc note. Switzerland is famous for its precision, neutrality, and innovation, and nowhere is that more evident than in its currency. Among all the Swiss banknotes, the 50 franc note is perhaps the most iconic. It's the most widely used denomination, often the first bill tourists encounter, and the one Swiss citizens rely on daily. But this is no ordinary piece of paper. Unveiled in April 2016, the 50 franc note is part of Switzerland's 9th banknote series, designed by Manuela Frunder and printed by Oral Fussli Security Printing Limited in Zurich. The design follows the theme, The Many Facets of Switzerland. Each denomination in the series represents a different Swiss characteristic: time, light, water, and in the case of the 50, wind. The imagery is deeply symbolic. A human hand releases a dandelion, its seeds scattered by the wind, a metaphor for openness, freedom of thought, and movement. On the back, a paraglider soars over the Alps, while a wind map in subtle hues hints at the forces that shape nature and nations alike. Every element is both artistic and functional. The paper used to make this note is not paper at all. It's three-layered Durasafe composite substrate, developed by Landcard AG. This material is tear-resistant, water-resistant, and embeds security features directly within its fibers. Unlike plastic notes, it feels warm and natural, closer to cotton-based currency, but far more durable. Security is at the heart of Swiss banknote design. The 50 franc note boasts 18 security features, many of which are cleverly disguised in plain sight: UV-reactive inks, color-shifting elements, micro-perforations, raised intaglio printing, and even optically variable ink in the shape of a shimmering globe. And yet, despite all this complexity, the note remains intuitive to verify by touch, tilt, and look. Here are some of its most notable features: tactile intaglio printing you can feel with your fingers, a color-shifting globe in optically variable ink, microtext, UV patterns, and micro-perforations shaped like the Swiss cross, a metallic security strip embedded directly into the paper, 2 serial numbers printed in special magnetic inks. Every detail on the 50 franc bill is there for a reason. But how is such a technically advanced note produced? And how are all these security features layered together so seamlessly? Let's step into the high-security production floor to find out. Large, secured boxes containing sheets of Durasafe are moved across the factory floor using automated lifting trolleys. Each box holds hundreds of large-format sheets, each sheet designed to carry multiple banknotes. To maintain the integrity and cleanliness of the substrate, the lifting and feeding process is contactless and shielded, minimizing contamination or physical stress on the sheets. Once positioned, the operator carefully loads the stack into the offset printing machine, marking the beginning of the first visual layer in this highly sophisticated production process. Offset printing. Production of the 50 franc note begins with offset printing, one of the most widely used techniques for high-volume banknote printing. Specialized printing plates transfer layers of colored ink onto each side of the note with micron-level accuracy. This forms the base layer: background colors, complex line patterns, and visual elements like the hand and dandelion. Offset printing is fast and efficient, but not used for high security features. That comes next. Silkscreen printing, iridescent band. In a separate step, a silkscreen press applies a shimmering iridescent stripe to the note's surface. This stripe glows when viewed at different angles, revealing parts of the wind map and movement lines, a visual effect that's nearly impossible to replicate with home printing equipment. Applying the security strip. Next, a metallic security strip is embedded into the paper. This ultra-thin strip is not just decorative, it contains microtext and reactive elements visible only under UV light or magnification. It runs vertically along the note and is partially embedded, giving it a tactile feel. Silkscreen printing, globe symbol. In this phase, a highly specialized silkscreen printing machine is used to apply the globe symbol, one of the most striking and secure elements on the 50 franc note. Unlike traditional inks, the globe uses optically variable ink, OVI, which shifts color as the viewer tilts the note, transitioning smoothly from gold to green. This creates a dynamic, shimmering effect that is difficult to counterfeit, yet easy for users to verify. The silkscreen mesh allows the ink to be deposited in thick, raised layers, giving the globe a tactile quality that can be felt with the fingertips. This unique feature is also machine-readable, supporting automated banknote validation. Intaglio printing. Now comes intaglio printing, the most complex and secure printing method used in currency production. High-pressure plates transfer thick ink into engraved grooves, creating raised textures you can feel with your fingertips. The globe, the hand, the number 50, these all emerge in sharp, tactile detail. Intaglio not only deters counterfeiting, but also makes the note accessible to the visually impaired. Microperforation. Tiny laser-cut perforations form the Swiss cross, a national emblem, visible when the note is held against the light. These microholes are so small and precise that they're undetectable to the touch but unmistakable to the eye. This is one of the most effective anti-copy features on modern banknotes. Numbering. Next, the banknotes receive their individual serial numbers, a critical element for traceability and authenticity. Using letterpress numbering machines, each note is printed with a unique alphanumeric code, often in two locations, typically in black and red. The numbering ink is UV reactive, allowing for additional verification under ultraviolet light. The numbering system also encodes information about the production batch, print location, and year of issue, forming part of the Swiss National Bank's anti-counterfeiting and tracking infrastructure. Each machine checks the serial numbers for sequence consistency, missing digits, and alignment. Any irregularity, even a partially smudged number, leads to the note being flagged for removal. After numbering, the printed sheets are transferred to high-precision cutting machines. These automated systems use optical sensors to detect reference marks, ensuring that every note is cut perfectly along designated lines, no tolerance for even a single millimeter of deviation. The individual notes are then stacked, counted, and bundled into secure packs. Each pack is wrapped in tamper-evident packaging, labeled with production batch codes, and sealed under strict security protocols. Finally, the bundles are placed into lockable transport cases, ready to be shipped under escort to the Swiss National Bank and authorized distribution points throughout Switzerland. Every step in this journey, from the first sheet to the final package, reflects the Swiss commitment to security, precision, and national identity. From artistic concept to final inspection, the Swiss 50 franc note reflects more than just value. It embodies innovation, identity, and trust. As cash evolves in the digital age, Switzerland reminds us that currency can still be a work of art and a fortress of security. Thanks for watching this journey into currency craftsmanship. For more fascinating machinery and production insights, stay tuned to Fantastic Machinery.